Before today, this deal wasn't getting much attention. It's likely few Canadians even knew it was being negotiated. The head of the Council of Canadians asked today if the deal is so important, shouldn't Canadians have the chance to accept or reject it? The fact is, many in business and industry are still trying to digest the details, but it is about much more than beef and cheese. First, let's look at the exports. The government predicts a big increase. Shipments of pork to Europe will rise from 6,000 to 80,000 tons. Tariffs of roughly 11% on Canadian seafood will be largely wiped away. Prairie farmers will also benefit. 14% tariffs on our wheat and other grains will disappear. The mining sector, which already exports over $20 billion in metals and minerals to Europe every year, will see tariffs of up to 7% eliminated. And what will Canadians get in return? What European imports will flood into this country? Well, there will be more cheese, and European-made clothes and cars should be a little bit cheaper. Mike Lacouture looks at what difference this deal could make to Canadian consumers.
Tomato paste, tomato sauces.
80% of the goods in Rocco Nicastro Jr.'s store are imported from Europe. He's encouraged by the new free trade deal because he'll be able to get a wider variety of products tariff-free.
Paying a little less, we'll sell it for a little less. As for us, selling a little less, we anticipate maybe move a little more volume, and that's how we'll be happy.
A consumer should see a substantial savings on a wide variety of premium products from Europe. Clothing carries some of the biggest tariffs at 17%, but those extra costs will be eliminated. The same thing for European-made purses and handbags, which were marked up by 11%. And those perfumes could smell even sweeter once the tariffs on them evaporate. Eliminating the 6% duty on cars could drive down prices of the few brands that are still made in Europe.
It can represent a couple of $1,000s on some of the lower price cars. It can be upwards, we've got cars that sell for over $100,000, so it can represent a lot of money.
This is stimulus on steroids.
Economist Ian Lee points out the impact of this trade deal goes well beyond tariffs. He says it'll help Canadian companies generate money here at home.
After NAFTA, about 2 years after, the economy took off, and we did very, very well. And so this trade agreement, its benefit, as I said, in the short to medium term, is the stimulative effect of generating new growth opportunities.
Now, not everyone thinks this is a good deal for Canada. The free trade agreement would add 2 years to the amount of time generic drug manufacturers must wait before introducing cheaper versions of brand-name drugs. And advocacy groups say that's a tough pill to swallow.
We delay access to cheaper generic drugs, so that's why this is going to cost us over $1.5 billion every year in increased drug costs.
Back at the store, Nicastro knows it'll be a while before all this takes effect. But he's excited knowing he'll finally be able to say arrivederci to all those tariffs. Mike Lacouture, Global News, Ottawa.